Hey guys, happy weekend. I'm Grant, and I'm going to be subbing in for Ansurek today for RaiderIO's Race to World First daily recap. I'm here to catch you up on all the important events and every detail in the Race to World First through Nerub-ar Palace. Yesterday was a massive day with major prog on multiple fronts, so let's get right into it. As always, we'll stop by Kyveza's room on our way through the second half of this raid. Korean Guild Mate chose to go to Kyveza before Brood Twister, and now, after 315 pulls, they are approaching a kill with a new best of 10.9%. After 480 pulls, End Myth finally got their Kyveza kill, coming in at World 7th. Fat Shark Yes were the next team to claim victory with their World 8th kill and an impressive 221 pulls. During their evening raid, Instant Dollars also managed to snag a kill, coming in at World 9th and 243 pulls on Kyveza. Over at the Silken Court, Jitiang Hong and Z-Box finally have some company after the flood of Kyveza kills. Jitiang Hong and Z-Box have both made it through the first 2 intermissions and are at very similar points in their progression. The newcomers to this fight may have a lot of work ahead of them, but they know all about surviving after getting through Kyveza. That was an absolute onslaught. And now, on to the main main event. It's Queen Ansurek. The Chinese guild, Hot Pot Hero, spent their day struggling to produce clean pulls through the intermission and into Phase 2, but they are slowly making progress. They're not quite as far into the fight as our top 2, Liquid and Echo, but their progression through this raid has been incredibly fast and consistent, and honestly, don't count them out for a podium position just yet. NERFED have not had it easy with Ansurek. Their Thursday raid was plagued with Phase 1 and intermission deaths.
Star.
And they managed very few Phase 2 pulls. Yesterday though, they began to push into Phase 2 a little more frequently, even making it to the final set of platforms and living past the 5-minute mark. After several comp changes to optimize their Phase 2 damage, NERFED were finally able to see some Phase 3 pulls and scored a new best of 55.7% before their 2 AM bedtime. It's hard not to celebrate a productive day like that, and especially with a Chad evoker like this one.
4,
Which HP? Which HP? Oh,
2, 1.
spoke up.
Web. Oh.
Echo started their day off with what we can only assume was a major strategy session, as they were awake and online for 2 hours before starting any pulls. Their Thursday raid day was one of inconsistency and quite major struggles, not consistently making Phase 3 whatsoever. Yesterday, however, Echo more consistently made it to Phase 3 with everyone alive, which was a major improvement for them. They had a huge breakthrough after learning to control the spiderlings in Phase 3 and perfecting their movement in a way only Echo can on a last boss. They hit a new best of 44.8%. For the majority of the day, Echo were not too far behind Liquid in best pull percentage, but Liquid exhibited much more consistency in reaching and working through Phase 3. We did have the ultimate Race to World First moment, much like Denafrius in Castle Nafria, where Liquid and Echo were side by side, pulling at the exact same time in the same part of the fight. Each team reached a new best in this awesome synchronized pull. Echo wiped at 33.2%, while Liquid wiped at 30.7%. Unfortunately for us as viewers, Echo called it a night shortly after, dashing our hopes of more nail-biting, simultaneous race pulls. Liquid had another unbelievable day today on Ansurek. In the afternoon, they saw a new best of 33.1% and decided to start holding Bloodlust for the major progression wall of this fight in Phase 3, the group of 5 summoned Acolytes. Blizzard sent a few very careful, targeted nerfs to those ads in a hotfix during the evening, making that 5 Acolyte overlap a little kinder. In an excellent pull following that nerf, Liquid managed to get the boss to 25.7%, but still had 2 of those 5 ads alive. However, their best pull of the night saw them kill all 5 ads and burn Ansurek to 15.2%, the closest we have seen to a kill. The problem is, this pull lasted almost 10 minutes, and it seemed like they did hit an enrage of sorts. Many of Liquid's evening pulls included new optimizations to eke out as much Phase 1 boss damage as possible, and they even floated the idea of trying to cut a healer.
We were talking to him at the end of yesterday, and one idea he mentioned was the prospect of cutting a healer if they do need to find more damage, which would be fun to see. I suspect it would be ultra-ny.
Looking at the HPS required for this fight, I don't know if that's going to be feasible long term. Max did indicate that Queen Ansurek would either die yesterday or this morning. He truly believes that the raid will end today. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what changes they make to make that dream a reality.
Boss dead tonight. Yeah, it's going to die late tonight or tomorrow morning if we need to optimize a little bit.
I have to ask you viewers, do you think Ansurek is even killable in her current state? Max seems to believe it could happen today. My concern is if Blizzard intends to send more nerfs, when will be the proper time? We've seen nerfs dictate the ending of races before with the time difference between the teams. Liquid has surpassed 300 pulls and seemed to be closest, but the fight gets harder and harder throughout Phase 3, with each wave spawning more Acolyte ads and more of those essences that are so difficult to hold. Could this be a Sylvanas-style encounter where the boss does not die at the same percent as it did on LFR, Normal, and Heroic? I hope not, as a person who thanked the sponsors, thanked the viewers, thanked everyone in Echo's stream when the boss got to 50%, only for her to not bloody die. Time will tell. I think we will get an answer today.
If you are going to nerf this boss, I beg of you, if it's coming, give a good heads up to the teams of when it is going to happen and what you are going to do.
Before I go to the laundry room to wash the 4 t-shirts I used for the silly video, I would like to remind you of another very hype World of Warcraft event taking place right now, simultaneous to the Race to World First. And that is the AWC Season 1 Cup 1. It has begun, and you can check out our coverage over at rio.gg/AWC highlights. I'm sure my lovely editor will put a link somewhere or below. We'll find out. We are praying, we are hoping for it, but today may just be the day for Queen Ansurek's fall, with Liquid so close to the end of the fight and Echo waking up doing what Echo do best, refreshed, ready to game on a last boss. Today could truly be an Ansurek showdown. Make sure you get your 24/7 live updates at RaiderIO/RWF. We'll catch you right here again tomorrow for the most important details. This has been RaiderIO's RWF Daily Recap, and I have been your temporary host, Grant. Thank you for putting up with my shenanigans today. Aceric will be back with good content tomorrow. Don't forget to tune into the race today, because it's really heating up, and I think we may just be seeing the end of an incredible Race to World First.
Yep.
Lust.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Padre, you don't even raid here.
Let's go.
Lust.
That's good. No, that's good. Keep it up.
Lust now.
Let's go, P.